lost his helmet. That's number
34.
Number 5 who lost his helmet for the Tigers.
Douglas Rowe is the running back there, sophomore running back.
It looks like that's going to go against the Knights, and they are going to call holding against the Knights.
We marked off from the Tiger 48-yard line, back all the way up to the 42-yard line of the Knights.
So you're going to go from what I believe would have been a first down run to second down and, what's that, 13?
Mm-hmm. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to this near side for Mac Jones and the Knights. Once again, the Knights lead 40-6 here in the closing moments of the third quarter. Looking to pass is Jones. Man, he's got an arm on him. Intercepted, though. It was tipped there by the Knight receiver, 23. And we said that during the first week. If you tip a pass up, you're leaving it wide open for a defender. And it's definitely not his fault, but you're trying to go for the pass, but still, interception. That's what it's going to come down as in the scorebook. 40 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Once again, the score 40-6 in favor of the Knights.
Really not a bad pass by Mac Jones. It went, you know, maybe a little bit high, but definitely a catchable ball that the receiver was just unable to bring down. And when it got popped into the air, you basically got a couple of safeties playing behind, just playing center field, ready to catch.
Tigers once again moving right to left. 15 seconds remain in the third quarter. Handoff to number 5, and after a gain of 1.
That was a very low snap, and it kind of threw off the timing of that play when you got a jet sweep like that coming around. And that's going to be the last play of the third quarter right there.
Twelve minutes remain in this contest. Once again, the score is 40-6, and it's very reminiscent of the last few years. Once again, 49-15 last year, 40-21 the year prior, 45-0, 41-0. Those are your last 4 ball games from the Southeast Tigers and West Lauderdale Knights, and it hasn't been a pretty sight for the Tigers over the last 4 years, 5 years now.
It hasn't, and again, you know, you like to see the shutout and that kind of stuff, but at the same time, you know, you've got 2 teams just, you know, heading in different directions right now, and really it's, you know, some unforeseen circumstances. Like I said, a lot of the coaching changes that have had to take place with the Tigers. And honestly, you know, a lot of it comes down to different classification, different size schools. Southeast being a full classification smaller, being a 3A school against West Lauderdale, which is not a huge 4A school, but they're definitely on the upper scale of that. And when you have so many different athletes to choose from compared to a limited number for Southeast, and honestly, man, you see some of these kids wearing the blue and white, and they're putting in the effort, they're putting in the time, and so you're glad to see them have gotten on the scoreboard and have a little something to hold their hat on as we're getting ready to start the fourth quarter here. 40-6, Knights over Tigers.
Moving left to right, Tigers, and stop in action. Thought we'd have gotten that done between the plays there, but was not a flag. No, there was not a flag. Once again, second down and 9. There we go. I think we're ready now. 2 receivers to the near side. Backup quarterback in the game for the Tigers as well. Griffin remains in the game as the running back to his right, and about a yard pickup is going to bring up third down, 8 to go.
He got met at the line of scrimmage, right in the hole by a defensive lineman for the Knights, who was able to shuck his block and have a presence there. Third down and 8 for the Tigers, as you were talking about, on their own 42-yard line.
Try to get you some numbers and names for the backup Knights on the defensive side. Ashton Ratcliffe, number 29, here as a cornerback, is 1. Jonathan Cole on defensive line. Quarterback backpedals for the Tigers. Got a receiver, overshoots his intended receiver. Got hit, laid out as he threw the ball.
Got hit hard, still on the ground. That was number 16 for the Tigers. Quarterback up under his own power, able to walk off the field with a little bit of a limp, but able to move off the field.
Chancellor Houston on the field for the Knights as a defender.
I am not seeing a punt team come on the field, so it looks like 4th down and 8. They're going to go for it here. The Tigers are on their own side of the 50, which I guess if you're down by 34 points in the fourth quarter, you can't afford to get the ball out of your hands anymore.
Daniel Mason on the defensive side and on the field as well for the Knights. Trying to give you some of these names that a little inside handoff there, number 5, and he'll get the Tiger first down. That's the reason you kept the offense on the field, I guess.
And that's, you know, we talked about that play last drive. That's like the third or fourth time they've seen them run it here in the second half. Just kind of a little bit of a misdirection, fake it, you know, to a running back running behind the quarterback, and then hand it off to a jet sweep right in front of him. Fourth down and 8, able to pick up about 10.
And the Knights are familiar with that play because the Knights had that play perfected whenever Glenn Sanders was here. But that was quite a few years ago. First down and 10 from the Knight 48-yard line. Tigers will hand off and up the middle. Positive pickup about 6, maybe even 7 yards. Clock is under 10 minutes now. 9 minutes and 5 seconds.
I just realized it, man.
What's that?
Southeast, I mean, they are the Kentucky Wildcats with their jerseys, and that's it. You know, I've been trying to figure out, I've never seen that color scheme.
There we go. What was the first week of the season? We played the Gators.
Mm-hmm.
Or Clemson with the blue. Hand off up the middle once again. It's hit hard, but they still positive pickup, maybe 2 yards, so bring up third down and 2. Neshoba Central. I don't know if you can say Neshoba looks like anybody. Can you?
Neshoba's Neshoba.
I'm talking about as far as college. Next week, down short 2 to go for the Tigers, moving left to right. 2 receivers to this near side for the quarterback. Number 16 drops the ball, picks it back up, and goes that far side, goes out of bounds. Maybe a loss of 2 yards. Number 16, once again, name is Jalen Ivey, excuse me.
That's going to bring up fourth down and about 4, maybe fourth down and 5. And again, never even thought about bringing the punt team on the field. So offense staying on for a 4th and 5 situation. Knights trying to get off the field. The second fourth down that they've had to face so far this drive, Tigers able to convert a 4th and 8 earlier this drive on their own side of the 50. And now on the Knight side, 4th and 5 from the yard line, trying to get down to the 30 line, trying to get down to the 38, trying to get down to the 38. Tigers getting ready to take the snap. Play clock down to about 12. He's going to hand it off right up the middle, and he is going to be met after about a 3-yard gain, maybe a 4-yard gain. Either way, they're going to mark him shy of the line to gain. So that's going to bring a turnover on downs as the Knights bend but don't break on this drive, and the offense takes over on their own 39-yard line. Great job by the Knights there to prevent him on a 4th and 5. You know, they gave him 4, but wouldn't give him that last yard to get.
That running clock is under 7 minutes now to play for the Knights and the Tigers.
If you're just joining us, Knights are leading the Tigers of Southeast by a score of 40-6, and we have not seen many of the starters at all here in the second half.
2 receivers to this near side. Mac Jones, number 7, freshman